Hi, welcome to this video, which is essentially about running on a treadmill. I've got 3 or 4 tips here just to help you with that, because running on a treadmill is pretty difficult. It's usually referred to as the Dreadmill. Definitely referred to as the Dreadmill in my house, anyway. The treadmill is definitely your friend. It's great for when you're starting and great for training during bad weather days. And it's also an ideal place to test out your body if you're getting over an injury or you've been unwell, because you can stop and start with greater ease. You're in a safer environment, particularly if you're in a gym or at home, so you're not going to get caught outside and some distance away from home if you get yourself into trouble with a recurring injury. So treadmills are very important, but the nickname Dreadmill is there for a reason. So here's my tips for running on a treadmill. So whenever you use a treadmill, or at home or at the gym, make sure you've got some kind of distraction. For me, I like to have music playing in my ears. So get yourself a good playlist together, which I'm sure you will anyway when you're out and about running on the road, but it's even more important on the treadmill because you need a distraction from the fact that you're staying in the same place, the scenery's not moving, it's the same thing in front of you. If I go to the gym, ideally I like to get myself the playlist going in my ears and get myself in front of a TV screen as well, just so I've got some kind of visual distraction in front of me. My second tip is do your best not to clock watch. If you can, turn off the timer lapse function on the treadmill or cover it with a towel. In fact, I generally try and get rid of everything that gives me any indication as to how long I've been training. So my distance covered, the timer lapse. The only thing that I like to see on the treadmill is the speed of which I'm running at. And treadmills vary, whether it shows you your speed per kilometre or you've got a range which starts at 1, the slowest, and goes up. And I think I'm usually around about 10 to 11 to get a pace of 5 minutes 30 per kilometre. But watching the time pass on a treadmill is awful. It's awful. It really is. So try and keep clocks out of line of sight and resist the temptation to look at your watch, because a minute on a treadmill is a long time. It's a long time. Third tip is have a drink on standby. So even if you don't usually run with a drink, when you're out road running, etc., take a drink with you to the treadmill, because the one thing about running indoors, whether at home or at the gym, is that generally speaking you're going to dehydrate a little bit quicker, because it's probably going to be a warmer environment for your run, particularly if it's winter as it is now. Because if you're running outside, it's a lot cooler, so you don't sweat as much. But inside, there's going to be an ambient temperature. You're going to sweat quicker. You're going to dehydrate. And it's also a really good opportunity to learn how to drink when running, so that when you're doing event running or you're doing long distance runs, you're quite comfortable getting a sports cup and drinking out of it and putting it back in place, etc. And it's good practice to get your body used to taking in liquids whilst doing active sports such as running, and it's critical. Another tip is always have a towel, ideally two small gym towels with you at the treadmill, one for you when you finish the run. One thing I always find is if you try and use a towel mid-run, it kind of makes things worse. But you need one for at the end of the run, just to give yourself a little bit of comfort. But another one that you want to keep clean, that you wipe down the equipment with afterwards. Some gyms provide towels and desanitizer and things like that, so that you can clean equipment afterwards. But take a towel just in case. The next person on is going to thank you. And there's nothing worse than coming up to a piece of equipment and it's covered in the previous user's sweat, and we don't want to go there. My last tip, and I think this is probably my favourite tip. Now, this works for me and it might work for you, but it's try and trick yourself into going that literal extra mile or two at the end of your session. So if you're doing a 3k run or a 5k run and you get to the end and you've hit that target, just tell yourself, right, I'm not going to stop running until I hit the next kilometre, or till the next song that's finished playing on my playlist. Anything at all, just to keep yourself going. And you will be amazed how often you trick yourself from doing a 3k run, turn that into a 5k run, or a 5k run into a 10k run. And that has helped me so many times just to go over and beyond, and it helps to build your stamina. And it's a good trick to learn when you're out and about as well, even when you're road running. So you might want to do an extra lap, or again just think I'll do one more, listen to the next couple of songs. It's little things in your mind that just distract you from the fact that you're actually running, that you're going to concentrate on doing something else for the moment. So those are my tips for running on the treadmill. I hope they work for you. If they do, let me know. If they don't, or you have better tips, leave those in the comments for me, and we'll get back to you if we can. Take care, and thanks for watching.